Hello and welcome to the next edition of the Battle of the Lego Magazines. Today we have got Ninjago up against the new Lego Star Wars. Now, with regards to this Ninjago magazine, it does come with the hard to find limited edition tin in this edition and the even harder to find Lego Pixel minifigure. This is really difficult to get hold of, so I'm glad I've managed to pick up that character. And we also have got the brand new guard, so I think that this will be very, very popular and quite hard to find on the shelves. And it obviously comes with the plastic-free packaging. But what we're going to do, as normal, is we're going to put the minifigures against each other to start with. Then we'll put the magazines together against each other. And then at the very end of the video, you guys and girls let me know who wins. Are you Team Ninjago or Team Star Wars? So we will start with the Lego Ninjago set. Now this is the tin in question. There's a lot of these now available and we'll take a very good look. So I'll have to rip it off the front like we normally do and then we can see exactly what is what. And the style of tin artwork is very, very similar to any of the others that have come before it. So you can see that by mistake I've actually now got a collection of these. They are all empty and all the minifigures are on display, but they do look very, very good all grouped together. So the new one is at the bottom and you can see what you've got there. So you have the team of characters, and funny enough they are actually all the heroes and they are all different characters, which is better luck than judgment. Now going round to this side, you can see that every single box will have who they are versing and what series that they are from. So you can see that they are all slightly different team of villains. The first three are from the same. This one's a different one, and obviously the bottom one that we're looking at is also a different one as well. And as we spin around onto this side, you can see again what these look like. So you've got these three from the same series, this one again different, and then one at the bottom is the one that we're going to be taking a good look at in a second. And then again on the side, they all say Legacy Box. So they are very, very cool to have, so that at least you know what you're trying to look for and what you're going to try and backtrack. But this is the tin in question. So these all slide open, but this one has actually been stuck down as well. So it's now Idiot versus Sellotape. There we go, nearly got him. Got it, perfect. And then we slide it out, and then that is the contents that is involved. So there is quite a bit to take a look at with regards to this. So this is what it looks like with all the tins together. So if you are going to display them as tins, at least you can get away with it. But we are now going to be focusing on these minifigures. Now I want to take a very, very good look at Pixel first. So we have to pick out her pieces. So obviously the first thing you can see is you have these really, really nice trousers. So you've got the nice print on the front, and there's lots of other little bits and pieces going on with that as well. So we have got in here the white boots, the red bits on the knee, then you've got the bits over the thigh, which looks like you've got like the golden bit just over the thigh, then you've got the bit on the hip as well. Moving on to, I think it's going to be the next piece, which is going to be her torso. You can see now how it all starts to connect together, which again I think does look very, very smart. You've got all of the different nice colours that you've got up on the front. So you've got the gold, the red, the silver, and then you've got the sort of the armour across the middle, because don't forget she is an android. And then you have got the arms, which is the white print with the red gloves on. Now, has she got a dual face? Yes, she does. So that is what she looks like from the front. I think she does look very, very smart. So again, really nice print on the front on that one. And then if I spin it around, we can take a look at the print on the back and then the different face print as well. So you've got a lot of detail going on the back of that one. You can see there's lots and lots of different bits and pieces going on. So I think overall that is looking good so far. But of course, before I put a head on, I'll put her shoulder pads on. So let's get these on and then see what this looks like. I'm assuming that is the front, that's the back. Could look at the instruction booklet, but I won't. And then you can see now that's what she's starting to look like. So she's slowly starting to come together nicely. And then you've got that little bit at the back. So it does hide it ever so slightly with regards to the print and things that are on show. But overall, I think it does look nice. Now, we'll keep her looking happy. We'll plonk the nice silver hair that she's got on the side there. So you can see there's a lot going on with that. And then as we spin it around onto the front, you can see just how nice and detailed all of that is. So I think that does look very, very nice. So before we move on to the next character, we'll have to give her a weapon. So she does come with two. So obviously you were just supposed to break those up, which is what I do later on. And then you can obviously pick and choose what hand you want to put them in. But at least you get two elements. You get a spare one in case one goes missing. And in this Lego room, everything goes missing. But you can see on the box, she's actually holding one of those, each of those individually. Now this should be a little bit more fun to put together because it looks like there's a fair few more pieces. But I am a fan of nice bright colours. So you've got a lot going on with this one with regards to the nice teal that is on the top of the thigh. You've got all the different bits and pieces right down the middle. In fact, where the legs move, which is obviously this bit just here and this bit just here, you can see that in the middle of it is actually a completely different colour in between the orange. It's almost like an olive colour in the middle, and then it's the same colour as where the legs are, so like a greeny olivey type of colour. And then there is no print on the back, but the legs do look very, very good. And again, you can see that you've got all of the detail and printing across the top of the legs, so that does look very, very smart indeed. Now, I'm assuming this is going to be the next piece that we put on. I don't think he has a different piece, but there is a lot going on with this one. So you can see lots and lots of nice colour within there. So you have got all the scales going across this sort of torso, and then you've got the snake head on the silver there that is just reflecting very, very nicely. But in the torso and the scales, you've then got the really nice blue with the orange, and then you've got all of like the different greens. Very similar green that's just come into the new modular. Moving on to the side, you can see you've got the nice orange with the grey arms. And then before we take a look and add the bits and pieces on the back, you can see the actual printing on the back, which I've got a bad feeling is actually all going to be hidden. But there's a fair bit going on with that. So you can see you've got all of the orange, the green, and then you've got the nice little sort of copper colours going across the top with like the little belt buckle. So that again does look rather smart indeed. Now I'm going to make this up as we go along. So I'm assuming, I'm just looking at the tin, that is the bit that goes on next. Then we'll have 4 of those. Now obviously when we do look at the magazine, it'll all be in there, and it does tell you how to put these characters together, but hopefully I should be clever enough to figure it out. Famous last words. Then we have 1 of those, 2 of those, that makes 3, and the last one will make, he says, if we can grab it, that makes 4. So far so good. So these do move like the Venom type bits and pieces. You've got the Venom and Carnage bits on the back, and again that does look nice. Now can we get them to, yes we can. So we can get them to stand without putting them on a base plate, so it's not massively heavy on the back, which is great. And then obviously you can move those around and then they will hold nicely, so you should be able to get some really nice photos. Now before we plonk the noggin on, we'll put it just there, hopefully. It won't stand. This is what this looks like. So you've got a really nice big piece just on there. So you can see you've got the nice black, and then you've got all the scales on the front, and then you've got the black and everything on the back. So I don't think it's going to hide too much. So if I just bring that forward, that actually probably be a little bit easier to see. So you can see on the side you've got the really nice, almost like a grey black going up his side, so you can see you've got the really nice shine. You've got the same print going across the top just on there, and then as it spins around you've then got the really nice print on the front as well. This is actually the first type of these characters that I've got. I didn't pick up any from this series. I did really enjoy the TV show of this series, where I really did like the layer that they had with regards to where they had like the big dragon pit, or the snake pit shall I say, where they're having the big battles and things, and they had them all in different colours, and you had obviously different teams and different tribes. But this is the first one I've actually had in hand, and I'm very impressed. And the fact that you get 2 very good minifigures for the magazine. Bear in mind we will go over the prices and everything and compare the price of the Star Wars magazine to the Ninjago magazine. There's not much price in it, to be honest, considering one is one and one is another. Now he does have 1 sword, so he comes with 1 weapon as well, and that is what that character looks like. So I think putting both of those together, I think do look very good indeed. I think she looks fantastic as a standalone minifigure, and then I also think that this thing does look very good. Now as the sword pings off, we obviously have 1 more minifigure to take a look at, which is from the Star Wars magazine. So we need to move those 2 out the way and then get the next magazine in. That was not the plan, but it's not coming out. Now we have got the next minifigure to take a look at, so we will again peel this off the front and then take a very good look at the magazine in a second. So this is what we are looking at. Now you can see it's a plastic free packaging. You've got all the different bits and pieces in the front and the back, and then you also got the 1-to-1 of the head as well. Now you can obviously open these up properly, or you can just do what I do and just rip them open and just see exactly how far that you're going to get. Nothing is pinged off so far, and then we will pour and we will see what is on the inside. So you can see nowhere near as much as the Ninjago, but we'll get this one built and then we'll start to compare the minifigures. Temporary backdrop has been repaired, not that it makes a difference whatsoever, and you can see we are starting off with the legs. Now again, you've got the really nice, bright, vibrant colours on this one. So you've got the current minifigure is available in a couple of other sets, and it is also available in a battle pack as well. So the fact that you can just get one of these guards by themselves is very, very handy indeed, because obviously all different kinds of troopers, clone troopers or whatever else, it's always interesting to see exactly what they're like, and obviously the fact that you get them in all in different colours, people want an army build. But you can see there's no print on the back, and then you've got the really nice red on the front with the black around the knee, and then you've got all the silver cutting through. Moving on to the next bit is obviously the torso. So with regards to the torso, you can see exactly all of the different detail that is included within this one. So you've got the belt that goes across, and then you've got all of the nice detail going across the abs, and you've got the bit across the chest as well. So you've got all the different sort of body armor that is available on there. Now, of course, all of the face prints are exactly the same, and this is what this one looks like. So there is no, I do believe there'll be no secondary face on this, so it is just that look, because you don't actually need to see what they look like as such. And then you've got all of this detail across the back, which again I do think does look very, very good indeed. I do like all the little sort of cut-ins and all the stuff that they've done on there. But are you a fan of the helmet? Now this stuff goes over my head, but if you are a true Star Wars fan, not just what I'm doing, that helmet might be absolutely perfect, or it might be completely wrong. So you guys and girls have to let me know in that comment section if it is correct, but we will take a little bit of a look. So you've got all of the different bits and pieces underneath the chin. So you've almost got like the little air vents and things, and then you have got the red bits and pieces with all the lines, and if you look up across the nose, you've also got the nice black, and you've almost got the shade-esque style eyeball slits. Above that, you've got all the different red lines, and you've got the bit of the forehead, which is all red. Then coming round to the side, you've got the nice cut-ins of the red and then the black lines as well. For some reason, it looks like they've left a hole for a visor. I wonder what that's to do with. That is an actual hole. Yep, it is an open hole on the inside, so I'm not 100% sure what that is on the side of the helmet, but again, if it's supposed to be there, I've never really spotted that on any of the Star Wars characters before, but I'm sure it is on every single minifigure. Now again, that is what this one looks like from the back, so there is no print as such, or should I say there's no colouring on the back of this one, but you've got all the moulding on the back of this helmet, and then you've got the bit that goes across the middle, and then you can see you've got all the cut-ins on the side. Now, of course, as always, they come with their little blast shooter. So that is what he looks like as that one. Now, with regards to how he compares to any of the Star Wars characters, I've just grabbed the two closest Star Wars minifigures that I had available, and these two are not from a magazine. However, they are very, very similar in regards to the areas that are printed. So obviously if you start with the helmet, you can see what is red on the one is grey on the other. The visor is exactly the same on these two, and in fact it is the same on this one as well. They've got all of the same cut-ins, they've got the different bits and pieces underneath the chins exactly the same, and then the forehead print is just slightly different. The chest print, again, you've got half white, half orange, full red, and then you've got a little bit of splatter pattern on this one, so there's slight differences with regards to this one compared to some of the others. And again, with regards to the leg print, both sides do have the leg print. This one obviously just has the white print on this one, and this one has the orange. So like I said, this is actually from the ATT Walker, and it's just come with a lot of minifigures. But looking at the helmets, they do have the holes in, so I have just been blind to notice until I've actually started to have a look at these minifigures properly with regards to exactly what they're like. But with regards to the blasters and things like that, yes, they're all exactly the same. And then a gun on the back, they have got slightly different printing and slightly different patterning, obviously like they should do, because each one is from its own unit. So before we get to the magazines themselves, we'll have one more look at all three of these minifigures that are included. Now, with regards to price, the Ninjago magazine actually comes in at $6.99 or $11.99 US, and the Star Wars magazine does come in slightly cheaper. It comes in at $5.25, but you do only get the one minifigure, and you obviously don't get the tin either. So out of these three, which one do you think is your favourite looking minifigure? There's a lot going on with this snake, obviously, so there's loads and loads of different bits and pieces going on with that, and I think all three of them, to be honest, are always nice to add to the collection, and I think you're going to get some really nice photos with all of these, but it is always nice to pick them up. So if you can't get them in your own country, I'm afraid you're missing out, because they do seem to be releasing very, very good minifigures with regards to these, and I do believe the new Marvel one is coming out very soon, and that also might have a hard to find minifigure as well. But that is enough of the minifigures for now. We'll take a very, very quick look at the different magazines, and then we'll start to wrap it up. So we'll go through these nice and quickly, but we'll start with what we've just finished with. So we'll start with the Star Wars. Now that was obviously stuck onto there like so. Obviously rip that off, and then you can see what was underneath it. So you have got the minifigure, and then you have got all about the Ghost and the Phantom as well. And you can see here about the Ghost Warrior. Now on the inside, every single magazine is completely different, which is always nice to see. So you can see you have got Mando telling a story on the left-hand side with the little baby, and then you have got all of the different bits and pieces going down here all the way through. So you've got the different contents on this one, and it will at some point have straight away into a comic. So again, there's a lot to go on with these. I'm not going to spoil it for you if you do want to get your hands on it, so I'm not going to read any of it out. I can one day if that is what you guys and girls would like to hear, but I think for now it's just a quick overview of everything that is included within this, and it is a really nice looking magazine, to be honest. The colours on this are very, very strong. Now we are already 16 pages in, and we are still going with the same story. Then you obviously do get a huge poster, so it's double-sided. Normally they are in the middle of the book, so you have got the Emperor on the one side and you've got Mando on the other, and then you've got the little baby Groot as well, and then it looks like you've got a little bit of colouring in to do. Now this might be a little bit of an Easter egg of sets that are to come. That'd be very, very interesting if they are going to do that, because yes, I think with it coming up to the anniversary, I do believe, it will be very, very interesting to see what they are going to be releasing. And then on this side, you've got the big block of cheese at the top left, and then you've got Vader, and then you've got all of these different games. So you can figure out the maths on that one. And then you've got all of the different bits and pieces, I think, with regards to the sort of about the fleet on this one, so about taking away the planets. You've got some hints from the messages on there, so it tells you how to play all the bits and pieces. And then you've got another game which is called Tracking the Smuggler, and then you've got all of this going on the side. You will get the answers within these magazines as well, so you can see you've got like your little drawer where you've got start to finish. That is a cool looking thing with regards to the artwork on there. And then you have got more bits and pieces on this one. So obviously these are actually sets that are available at the moment. So these two are mechs. That is a very, very good minifigure that comes with that one as well. And then you do get the basic Stormtrooper on that one. So if you are a fan of minifigures, those sets are good. Now with regards to the Ghost, this is what the Ghost looks like. I have the box to my right hand side and it's still in it. I have yet to build it yet, which is a little bit of a shame, but I will be getting around to that sooner rather than later. More games to be played. So we can see you've got the toys just in here, and then you've got all about to the temple, and then you've got the three different bits and pieces where you've got to go 1, 2, 3, and then you've got to try and get and figure it all out for yourself. And again, it carries on because it's themed to the minifigure that you do get with this magazine, which again is nice to see, and the comic does keep going. So you've got lots and lots to read and sit down and have a look at, and then you've got bits and pieces about the Jedi, and then you're jumping straight, weirdly, into a Ninjago bit, which is odd. You've got a Ninjago poster on there, and then down at the bottom you have got some good looking minifigures just down there. More games to there, the answers, so I'm not going to spoil that with you, but you have got a coming soon. So it does look like you're going to get a Chewie on the next edition, so keep your eyes peeled for that one if you're a fan of Chewie. He comes with pretty much everything, so don't need to worry about that. But again, you're not really buying it for the figure, you are buying it for the magazine itself. So moving on to the Ninjago magazine, and as you already know, it comes with this limited edition tin, which is a nice looking thing. Now you've got all these little bits and pieces that are stuck underneath it. Now you've got to be careful, obviously, because you are going to be ripping the bits and pieces off. Now this magazine does feel quite thick. So not only do you get two minifigures and the tin, you also get a slightly thicker magazine. Now the nice thing about the Ninjago ones, which we've done these before, is you have a training plan for the content, so you can see exactly what to do. So there, I think there's more games in this one to be played than there is with the Star Wars. But the Star Wars one was a massive comic, but you can see the two nice little characters. So you've got Pixel and Viper Flyer is the name on there, and then you can see you can get in touch if you want to get in touch, and you've already got some points to be played. And then again, play is your superpower on the left hand side. So that is content. Again, straight into a really nice looking comic for this one. So you've got lots of really bright colours. It's nice to see just the sort of conductors and things on this. So these are sets that you could obviously pick up. Might be taken from some of the actual episodes as well. But I would really like some buildings like this because they do look very, very smart within the actual TV show itself. Shooting through and then straight into a ninja skull. Is this a colouring thing as well? So it looks like you've got quite a bit to have a play with on that one. You might be able to colour that one in. Here you'll learn the most important technique. Stay one step ahead of your opponent. So grab crayons, there we go, and colour the lesson. So you've already got a nice colouring thing on there. Again, character included, pixel is included within the story, which does make sense. And then you've got more bits and pieces about the comic as well. Keep on going, telling a big, big story on this one. So I would imagine when we get to the halfway mark, there it is, there's your poster. And there's a big poster on the inside of that one. I'm a big fan of the stuff that comes with the Marvel magazines. They always do really nice photos and posters on the inside of those. Ice Age in Ninjago City. Again, you've got lots of different games with all sorts of different cupcakes on that one. So that's a nice looking thing. Over to the next side, you've got A, B, C, D. And then you have got the Theory vehicles, I do believe. And then you can pick and choose what it is that you want to do. I'm assuming you can just mess around and play lots of different games on there. So that is that's going to be a nice thing to do. So that is page 22 to page 23 of this edition. And then you have got more about the characters. So again, more about Pixel. A Nindroid versus the Snake. So it's not an android, it's a Nindroid. And then you can see you've got all of these going on the inside, and these are all of the others as well, so it'll be quite cool over a long period of time to try and collect some more of those villains, but I think they do look very, very smart indeed. And you've got more of them down at the bottom. So all of these were from the same series and they were very, very good, so I think those sets sold very well, but none of these came with the massive sort of UCS style sets, so I didn't end up getting any of them. Moving on to the next couple of bits and pieces. Again, you've got something from desert to ice, so again that tells a little story, and then you've got a snow search, and then you've got a start and finish with a sort of a grid game just down here. Dojo to do, so you've got lots of little bits and pieces on there, so you can see you've got 530 Lego pieces, so it tells you actually exactly what that is, and you can buy that still. That is still available, so this is how modern this magazine is. So that is a quite cool looking little set, and also you've got some more missions. And then you've got Challenge Through the Jungle on the left hand side, and then you've got, it carries on onto the right hand side, and then you've got the answers, so ignore that. Next edition, it does look like it's going to be another tin. No, that can't be the next edition because I already have that one. So the distribution clearly is not in order, but keep your eyes peeled for it because you don't know what's going to be out in your region. And then you have got a little calendar on the back, 6 AM to 8 PM, Monday to Sunday, and then you've got a nice little day of save the week, or save the days with the support of your favourite ninja. Now that's something I had never seen before, but that is a nice little touch. So that is both of those side by side, so that is exactly what you're going to be looking at in the stores. And just a quick reminder of price, this is issue 106 and it's £5.25. And with regards to this issue, this is issue 27 and it is £6.99 for the Ninjago. So again, we get them when we get them, and it is difficult to find them, but luckily I can just walk into my local shop and pick them up. But I think that is it, and I am done. Again, let us know in the comment section below what it is you like. Don't forget, Pixel has got her bits and pieces just there to have a play with, and then we have got the nice sword just there. So that is everything that is included over these two magazines. I think all three of these are very, very good. Obviously, this is sought after, I would imagine, with regards to just having it as a guard and building up sort of your own clone troopers as such. But Pixel for me has always been on the list, and like I said, she was very, very pricey to get hold of, but maybe not so much now. But in the comments below, let us know what your favourite magazine is, let us know what your favourite minifigure is. But guys, as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care, and I'll see you next one. Ta-da.